Hey everybody, it's me, Ondrej, and Mirjam, and today we are chatting together a bit about the upcoming Microsolidarity Gathering events, which we're really looking forward to hosting together with Natty. Natty's also on our team, but she can be here today. Yeah, we have two very exciting events coming up this year. It's a bit different to previous years where it's been just one thing, but that's what we're going to get into about what's the difference between the two events this year. But there's a back-to-back first intensive, the Microsolidarity Intensive. It's like a training, and then it's followed by immediately by the Co-Living Week, Microsolidarity Co-Living Week, which is going to be more like a community gathering for network practitioners and members and enthusiasts. So we're going to get into a bit of what those two events are going to be like in this chat, and letting you know what's the difference, so you might decide if you want to hopefully come and join us for one or both of them. Right, guys? Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
Great.
Nice.
Cool.
Mirjam, do you want to kick off our conversation today?
Yeah, absolutely. I was wondering, how did it go last year, and what are the things that went really well and that you are repeating or taking forward, or anything around last year? Also, because I wasn't there.
Yeah, great question.
Yeah.
Ondrej, do you want to share first?
So I suppose that we are talking about the intensive now,
Yes.
right? We called it summer camp because of the previous gatherings were called summer camp, but eventually we realized that it became a different format. And the key difference last year, which we are also carrying forward, is that it's really becoming a training, like more explicitly, like it is a place to grow your hosting capacity. So not just hanging out with friends, but really we come there to help each other grow in certain ways, which we find important. Hello, this is my cat.
He likes Sunday with you. Yeah, I think that's what I'd say as well. Like last year, it was really cool to focus specifically on developing your hosting capacity, and that's definitely what we're taking forwards for with the intensive bit. Then we also realized like there might be some people who want to come more for the hangout and revisiting old friendships and sharing like more open space, co-created stuff. So that's why there's also the co-living afterwards, so you can do that instead if you want. But I think it worked super well last year that we for the first time we tried to shift from just the hosting team getting their developmental experience and leveling up their hosting experience to everyone getting that. And I was really excited about that, about how successful that was. And there's so many opportunities for people to step in and like try something out, and host the group from this little thing or this big thing. Yeah. I'm excited about
So
doing it again.
like a practical training in a way also. And I guess for the ones who want, like that also doesn't mean if you join and you don't want to lead anything or host anything like a session, you don't have to. Obviously, it's also very much like optional, but the possibility to be there. Yeah, I like
optional but encouraged. I think that the meme of like you're welcome as you are and we're going to encourage you to grow, support you to grow, is going to be absolutely carried through from last year. Yeah, I think last year what was so sweet is that in previous years we'd had like, I think the first year of summer camp was quite like training based, and then we went kind of the opposite direction to quite more party mode, and last year felt like we'd get a really nice balance, and I'm hoping to keep that here as well for the coming one. Yeah.
Yeah, what I liked about last year's event and what we're going to do as well this year is that it started as something more held and organized by us, the facilitator crew, the hosting crew, and then it gradually opened up to the group, and we did like different versions of open space and opener space, which we can also talk about a little bit if you like. But yeah, there's this progression of okay, there's some like an off ramp which we design for you so that we all start from the same place, and then you kind of gradually go into like choose your own adventure kind of mode. And for some people, the stretch might be hosting the whole group for the first time for a check-in for somebody else, it might be, okay, I have this thing which I haven't really done with anybody before. Maybe this is a good environment to try it out with people and get some feedback and some coaching.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And there's also the calling question that we are already set for the intensive. Yeah, do you want to say something around that?
True. Last year we did this for the first time as well. I think we had the calling question of like, what does it take to bring out the best of any group? And we've tweaked it a bit this year. Where this year it's going to be, how do we host for belonging, collaboration, and care? Is in Microsolidarity, it's a lot about that, like not just hosting like vaguely, but specifically, how do you host in a way that makes people feel welcome and helps bring people together in the way that they find like where's their synergy and how do they find great collaborations and also feel like held with care. Like there's a definitely in Microsolidarity an atmosphere of like mutual support, friendliness, and yeah, I think a sense of like finding ways to embrace differences, that everyone in the room can find their right place. And I think that's quite special about what we're doing and the sort of problems we're trying to solve as like hosts. Like how do you do that? And of course, as the host, we have some ideas, and we'll definitely be bringing like principles and practices, especially on day one, to like structured practices to get us all going. But eventually, it will become more explorative, and we'll be harvesting each day of like what did we learn as we've practiced as a group. Yeah, to create that. Yeah.
Yeah, that reminds me,
Amazing.
like at one of the Microsolidarity gatherings, I made myself this card which said, I am in the right place, I matter, I contribute. And I know that a lot of that can happen by design, which is also part of the training. Like how do you create a space where people can, like varied people, all kinds of people can come and feel that way, that they matter, that they are in the right place, that they belong there, that their gifts are appreciated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very, very interesting, this idea of what are usually the problems we run into when hosting. And at the same time, I'm also looking forward to hear from people individually what actually does make me feel I belong. And I think it sounds like it will also be a space where people can explore that more and be more aware of, hey, what do I actually need to belong and to feel cared of and to collaborate with others. And all of it being but all of it being a practical training, or having the possibility to actually practice also. I think it's really nice to then explore and define for yourself, what does that actually mean to me? Yeah.
Totally. And as Ondrej said,
Amazing.
there's like structures that can support that to come out, and we're going to look at that, but we'll also look at how do you do that on an inner level? Like how do you host yourself in the group? So it's not just about hosting as like caring for others, but hosting is also something that you can do from like not necessarily center stage, but also from the dance floor, from the crowd. If you're noticing something's missing here, it's not what I was hoping, what I'm needing it to be. How can you show up to be the person who creates that space? So I'm particularly excited. On the third day, we'll have a experiment with we called it opener space last time, and it's slightly different this year. We've tweaked and I hopefully improved it based on some feedback and learning into an opportunity to work more with like spatial interventions, and how do you show up with like hosting moves when you're also participating, or when there's not necessarily a schedule of like workshops, but how do you host a little space within a larger space and create your corner where you can create a new vibe that is resonating with your overall vibe. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah,
like the
it's
inspiration by Burning Man.
Yeah, actually, it is quite burn flavored. Yeah.
I think it's great. It's a great a great tool, or great tools to learn, because often I think we think, this place doesn't feel right, I guess I have to go, or I have to leave, or I'm done with this. And I like training the muscle of, hey, what can I do to make it more suitable to myself, or what could I suggest that is maybe missing here? And I'm the one who senses that, so I love the openness to flexibility also in this way. Yes,
totally. Maybe to be more specific, like last year I was thinking like, I really want to hear what are like some unspoken, like slightly out there ideas that people have, because maybe there's something outside the range of what we usually think about. So I created a chair in the corner of the living room where people can sit there any moment for up to 2 minutes and just share an unhinged idea or a thought that they've been having. And whoever's there can just offer them, you can ask what you want, like just a reflection or like devil's advocate or whatever you want. And it created like, I think 2 or 3 really interesting conversations during that day. Yeah.
I sat in that chair and it was quite powerful. It indeed was.
Cool. I'm excited. Yeah, that's basically a little bit about the intensive. And I'm wondering now if you feel like distinguishing a little bit more precisely the 2 events. What is the difference? What is the same, etc., etc.?
Ondrej, you want to lead on that one?
Well, I suppose that the intensive is for anybody who resonates with the idea of growing your hosting capacity and of creating those spaces of belonging and care and collaboration. That could be anything from hosting a dinner for your friends, which is somehow special, all the way to hosting a big conference or a co-living space. And it is a training / experimental playground. Also a physical experimental playground because it's taking place in a wonderful place, Casa Tilo, run by Rich Nati in Catalonia. Whereas the co-living week is more for people who are already somehow involved with the network to some extent and want to come together and see what happens, basically. If you want to expand on that, you're well welcome to.
Yeah, we've designed it so that it's really like a sort of reunion vibe, even for anyone in the network in the co-living. Doesn't mean that you have to have met someone there already, but maybe you've shown up online for some of the network calls. Maybe you've joined the online training before, or been to one of the summer camps in the past years in Europe or in the US. And yeah, you want to jam with people who have a bit of experience already, and it's going to be pretty much completely self-organized. We'll probably have some form of open space, but that means whatever you want to happen, you can offer that and create. It's like practicing creating invitations, practicing hosting, and also just much more enjoying hang out by the pool. You can also come with, like, if you need to do a bit of co-working with others, or you want to do that. And I'd also really like to run a few sessions there, like lightly facilitated conversations about like where's the network going, and developing the framework and the network structures and the practices. So that could be, if that's your jam, that would be for you as well. Yeah.
Just to clarify, maybe if someone is a complete newbie to all of it and the person is interested in the second part or in the second event, they would have to join the first part or the first event. I keep saying part one and part two, but it's definitely 2 different events. Yeah, so if someone that is completely new to the network, they would go through the intensive to then be able to join
that's the idea,
the co-living. Yeah.
And if you're not sure, you can send us an email at microsolidarity@gmail.com. Yeah, happy to have a chat or help you figure it out.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have another question, maybe also about what is a good idea to bring or how to get most out of it also. Like if I decide to join, how should I prepare myself, or what are maybe the tips you have, what to think about to get most out of it? Or if I'm missing kind of like, if I'm not decided and I need to somehow know, is it something that fits me or that I fit, and what is how, I don't know if the question is making sense.
Yeah. How do you get the most out of
yes,
each,
exactly.
each thing? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think both of them are willingness to engage. but particularly the first one. Like be willing to stretch your hosting edges, like lean into your growth zone. We're not going to push you into your freak out zone. That's all about like learning. We learn best in our growth, not in our freak out zone. So you might come with like a particular. You might want to reflect first on how do I want to grow as a host? Are there particular things I want to host or a way that I want to practice hosting better? You might be already quite experienced with hosting. Then you might want to reflect on, like, if you want to come to the intensive, I'd say, yeah, see, what's your stretch zone? Like, would you want to try hosting bigger groups or more diverse groups? Or do you want to try hosting in a more embodied way, whatever that means to you? You want to host something longer? Like maybe just checking in with like, do you want to grow? Then maybe the first one is good for you guys. Second one is like, come with your swimsuit for sure. Like maybe, yeah, come with maybe you might want to come with a project or some questions you have around how you want to develop something you're already doing, like a microsolidarity practice you're already working on, or a space that you're hosting. You might want to come prepared to share something about it so that others can learn, because microsolidarity is all about like R&D, research and development. So that's going to be a really rich event if we have a lot of people there who want to come and talk about what they've already been working on, their like what's worked, what's been challenging, and be up for giving each other mutual support and shared coaching.
Yeah, you gradually moved to the co-living week, I understand.
Yes, yeah, the second part was about the co-living, yeah.
And what about, sorry, what?
Anything you guys would add?
Yeah, I was just wondering about maybe someone who isn't particularly planning on hosting at that level yet, but maybe someone who has a book club or a family or any group that is struggling sometimes to be organized or to come together. Is it also a place where you can take tools away to improve whichever group experience?
Totally. Yeah, maybe to clarify what we mean by hosting there, like we talk about hosting as having the capacity to shape the social context for belonging, collaboration, and care. So, maybe what hosting if it didn't first click to you, like if it seems like, oh, it's about standing and inviting people in and sort of saying this is what we're going to do, it's for me, maybe that is more connecting to what we're getting at. Like if you want to be someone who's shaping the vibe, the atmosphere, creating a good invitation that people can come in and like find their right place and feel that they've got their backs, and find great collaborations together. Like that's something you'll definitely be able to take something from the training, the intensive training week, back into that group context, your community, your family home, your team, your membership-based organization, whatever it might be, or festival you want to run. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Ondrej, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to add something. Do I see hosting, like whatever it is that you're hosting, whether there's a small group or a bigger group or an event or something that is ongoing? To me, I like to look at it as creating conditions for some things to be way more likely than others. And in this case, we talk a lot about sense of belonging, good collaboration, mutual care, mutual support. Like for me, it's like learning how to be the kind of person who can, around them, within their sphere of influence, can create those conditions using tools, but also using inner tools or inner capacities. And we'll be focusing on that.
Amazing. Perfect. I have one last quick question for both of you, which is there anything that questions or worries that people might have that already reached you, that you could already, or that you want to address already?
Someone's been asking, do I need to decide fast? How fast do they need to decide, Ondrej?
Immediately.
Right now.
Yeah, take your time, but perhaps don't decide last minute. That would be great.
Yeah, it does help us, doesn't it, when we know people, how many people are coming, and yeah, to sort of estimate the kind of group size, because that does affect the vibe and the structure a little bit. But also there are limited spots for both events. I think there's like 27 for the intensive and 20 for co-living. So there is a bit of that, but yeah, there's still some time, but sooner the better.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else, but that's what I was thinking as well. Yeah, and of course, if anything is unclear, maybe also to invite people again to just contact any of us, Nati, Jocelyn, Ondrej, or me. Also on Telegram through the channel, just message us and we'll get you the information you need.
That's right. And if you're watching this on YouTube, we'll put in the comments the links to the full invitation and where you can get your tickets. Yeah, I think we'll also share that in our newsletter, which is coming out in just a few days' time. Woohoo! Yeah. All right. I think that's all from me. You guys are done? Yeah. Sweet. Okay, well then, if anything of this resonates with you guys, we hope that you'll be there. We'd love to see you. And that's a wrap. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Goodbye.